everybody, I'm standing here in Bikaner in Rajasthan, a place that's known for its forts, its super savory snacks, and of course the hot and dry weather. But we found a little hidden gem in this place. Located in the northwest of Rajasthan, Bikaner is immersed in culture. The arid city shows off architecture with Mughal, Victorian and Indian influences, revealing its rich history. Known as the Camel City, it is home to the best riding camels in the world. In this heritage city is a hidden gem, which calls out to travelers seeking luxury. Ever wonder what would it be like to live like a king? Well, I'm standing in the last home of the 24th and last king of Bikaner in Rajasthan, His Highness Narendra Singh Ji. Now what used to be his home could now be our little getaway. Welcome to Narendra Bhawan. Narendra Bhawan, a grand residence that housed the last reigning Maharaja of Bikaner, is now a luxury hotel that is a blend of modernism and old-world splendor. Drawing from the memories of the original occupant, the hotel offers experiences which are epicurean and enchanting. As you enter the hotel, the Gaushala at the entrance is a tribute to Lord Krishna. Majestic Rathi cows, which are favorites of the king and Lord Krishna, were stabled in the front portico.
Hotel basically, when we had taken or when we as an operating team had come over, the building was already built. It was an existing building. The idea was to convert that building to a hotel. But we are in midst of an urban landscape and nothing was making sense in terms of what to do with it. So somewhere as we kind of fumbled and mumbled, we came across that the life of a Maharaja attracted. The life of a Maharaja became the focal point for building this hotel. And from there on, everything became very easy. How to put the design together, how to put the food together, how to put the experiences together. Everything was about the life of Maharaja, or how a Maharaja would have lived his life. Then as you come in, you see an amalgamation of the Italian marble with the Bikaneri red sandstone, with the Jaisalmer stone, with the Portuguese tiles. And this just speaks of his travels. There is no particular rhyme or reason behind it, but this is how homes were put together. They were always a collection of your memories, of your travels, and of your likings to places. The outdoor space, for example, is called a veranda, outdoor veranda. Unlike a hotel, we don't have, a lobby and a reception. Or, we have spaces, how you name them in a home. And the outdoor veranda flows into an indoor veranda, which flows into a drawing room where the guests are welcome. From there on, when you come in, for example, into the inner veranda, there is a beautiful baby piano, grand piano, on which the song Je ne regrette rien by Edith Piaf are written. And we imagine the king would have sat here in the winter of his life and sang that song, I have no regrets. And from there on to the way the sofas are laid out, which takes the shape of horse hooves, which talks about the king's love for his animals. Even with Bikaner, when we came in and we started setting up the hotel, we knew there was imperative that we try and get the information about the city across and make it interesting and attractive for people to come. Bikaner was traditionally had become a one-night destination, and it needed a bit of push in terms of what was going on, because it is one of the most beautifully preserved histories, documented histories in India. So the rooms, we always, like everything has a story in the hotel. The rooms had to have a story of at least a progression of a young boy to a king. So the base rooms are called the residence rooms, and this is where we imagine the king would have designed the rooms for his guests, for his friends, for his cousins when he was a young boy. The prince rooms take from his teenage years, and this is a prince who was in 1960s growing up. So velvet, crystals, the English prince, they become interesting. Post that, now the king's grown up and he would travel for his studies, and all princes went to the Royal Military Academy in those days. So the regimental room takes from a sensibility of a man of the army and how he would design a space.
Now, his living quarters in the military was designed almost just like this. He had a little seating area where he could talk to his fellow officers. His bedding was at a slightly elevated position than the seating area, and worked pretty much the way you see it. Except for one little secret. I bet you they never had this back in the day. A TV that appears from nowhere. Magical, isn't it? Well, there's still a lot more to check out of the place.
From there on, we see the king coming back to the country. This is an independent India. The king is connected to his country. He feels the spirit of independence. He is an ardent lover of his country. He's a socialist, he's a democrat. And the rooms are called India rooms, and which are defined by indigo, because India was defined by indigo to a large extent. And the last category of rooms is called the Republic rooms, and that is the setting up of modern India. That is an ode to an architect. That is setting up of Chandigarh in 1965. It is an ode to Le Corbusier in a lot of ways. And there are nooks and crannies, bits and bobs in the room. For example, the way the centerpiece table is laid out, it takes the form of a scaffolding. And then the design is very kind of minimal, it's straight, how an architect would imagine his room. There is light, there is air, but there is also a lot of space, there is very little decoration, some interesting pieces, but mostly very calm, quiet. The tea party, the Mad Hatter Tea Party, was very interesting for us in terms of how it would have affected a young person growing up, and that is where the inspiration for the patisserie came in, because the Mad Hatter throws a lovely tea party, and it's very beautifully defined in the book as well by Lewis Carroll, and that is how we put the whole patisserie together. And then as you go into the restaurant is called Pearls and Chiffon, because the queen would always be the authority when it came to the kitchen. And if you look at the Indian queens of the 1970s and the 80s, you'd see them wearing a beautiful pearl necklace and a lovely chiffon sari. and that gets interpreted in the form, the way the chandeliers are done, the way the walls are laid out. Everything talks about pearls and chiffon, and of course the color of the restaurant as well.
The royal treatment at Narendra Bhawan doesn't just stop with the rooms, the ambience of the place. Because when you live like royalty here, they ensure you eat like royalty. And I am about to eat like a king. First up was stock braised leeks with goat cheese and anchovy patty, balsamic caviar and pomegranate blood. Up next is shellfish extract enhanced with cognac and crushed ship biscuit. Ground meat wrapped in grilled eggplant, used milk cheese and herbs. Soy ginger marinated drunken chicken with white fungus and a honey hoisin drizzle. Braised lamb and wine with balsamic and olive oil, garlic and herbs. Baked camembert on Melba grape and wine relish. And for dessert, candied rose petals with silver lime curd to form the most exquisite white chocolate pudding.
The hotel talks of a king, his travels, his life, his memories. And that becomes very interesting because it's a space designed on a person. You're welcomed into a house of the king. And everything, how it gets interpreted, forms this interesting atmosphere. And it gives you a sense of what and how this person would have lived. And that you get to live the same life. So one of the interesting details that we have in the room is the red box that you get, which has the information of the hotel and of course your menus and so on and so forth. But why the red box? Because the Queen of England gets her mail in the red box every morning, and we wanted all our guests to have that, have the experience of having that in the room. And we found Narendra Singh Ji's personal logo, which is embossed on the box. So it just becomes very interesting for the guest to see that there's a beautifully laid out box in the room with kind of the details and information about the hotel.
For a holiday that spells decadence and grandeur, nestled within a heritage city, Narendra Bhawan ensures your experience is nothing short of luxury, reserved exclusively for kings and queens. For more on exquisite properties and luxury living, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated only on Provoke TV.